Morning, Tom.
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, viewers, and very good warm welcome to you this morning.
Yeah, welcome to the Coroner's Court Support Service Campaign Week, our first ever one.
Well, I'm so excited and thrilled to be here this morning to launch our first ever campaign with Tom. We're very, very excited. The first time that we've ventured out into the campaign week for this year. So we're very delighted to be here with you this morning. I can also see on the screen that you can type in comments or send us questions, so please do so.
Yeah, we've got 25 people watching at the moment, Paul, and it'd be really good if people could just test the chat out for us by letting us know whereabouts you are in the country. That would be really useful just to see that the chat function's working.
Well, that would be really useful. Keep sending in your comments and questions, and we'd be very happy to help you or answer any questions that you may have. Before we go any further, Tom, I just want to say some thank yous. Particularly want to mention our sponsors, Sergeants Inn, who specialise in high-profile medical, police, criminal law cases, and also to our other sponsors, the local Registration Services Association, who have kindly sponsored us for this event.
That's great. Thanks, Paul. I'm really excited for this week as well. Obviously, it's going to be a totally virtual event, so do bear with us with the technology. But I thought what would be good, Paul, is first, why don't you tell us and the viewers why we've decided to run this campaign week?
Okay, well, our campaign theme this week is Here For You. We are raising the profile of our national helpline, and we're also trying to generate funds to fund the national helpline. It costs £500 a month running costs, so for every £2.50 that you donate, we can service a call for up to 10 minutes. So we're very excited to be raising the profile of our helpline.
That's great. And I think it's also worth mentioning that we may have people watching here who are not aware of the CCSS, the Coroner's Court Support Service. We're an independent voluntary organisation whose trained volunteers offer emotional support and practical help to bereaved families, witnesses and others attending inquests at coroner's courts. We operate the service across 45 of the 85 coronial areas, and we've got 400 volunteers. Last year we supported just under 65,000 people attending court.
That's amazing in terms of our fantastic work that the volunteers do within the courts and supporting families and witnesses and others. Well, we've got an incredible programme lined up for you for the week, and we're going to run through the programme with you now. So for today, we've got the helpline team coming to speak to you via Zoom, which will also be broadcast live on YouTube to talk about the work that they do. And the wonderful Sam will be hosting that session with you. And then later on this afternoon, we have the wonderful Mike, who will be cooking mince pies live with you. So I hope you've got your ingredients ready. I've got my apron ready. You'll see me in the kitchen later on, but it's Mike's going to have some wonderful time with you cooking some mince pies. And then later on this afternoon, we have the Senior Coroner, Her Majesty's Coroner for East London, coming to talk to our team and to talk about the work in the courts and how they're supporting families and carrying out inquests during the pandemic.
That's great, Paul. And don't forget, today is actually Giving Tuesday. So for those of you who don't know, Giving Tuesday is an international initiative. Often it's the first Tuesday after Black Friday. And I'm sure, like me, many of people will have spent money buying Christmas presents over the weekend during the Black Friday sales. I certainly don't want to be going back into the shops anytime soon. So I took advantage of that. But yet the idea behind Giving Tuesday is to give something back to charities and organisations after people have spent a lot of money on Black Friday for Christmas. And the theme for Giving Tuesday this year is Give Back 2020. So as we all know, 2020 has been a really difficult year, both for individuals and organisations. And the idea behind Give Back 2020 is to encourage people to take something positive from this year as we move into 2021. And so we're asking people to give back and to give back to us if they can. So people are able to donate to us this week. Obviously, that's what we're asking for. And I'm going to put some information at the bottom there, how you can donate via text message. But I think it's also important to say that giving back is not just about giving money. We don't want anyone to be excluded. So giving back could also be about giving back your time to volunteer, It could be about giving back by sharing our information on social media and helping us raise awareness or build our profile. But you could do some fundraising of your own. We've got lots of ideas on our website, which would be another really good way of giving back to us without actually having to spend your own money. So that's the idea, Paul. So it's Giving Back Tuesday today, and hopefully that will encourage people to give back to the CCSS.
Super, that's fantastic. So just moving on with the programme for tomorrow, also it's the start of Grief Awareness Week, and Beverly, our director, will be facilitating a discussion around grief and sharing her thoughts and sharing some work around grief with you. And then followed in the afternoon, we have a wonderful quiz by the superstar of the North. Tom will be hosting our Christmas quiz with a music round in there, which should be fun and entertaining for you. I put the Christmas tree up in preparation for the quiz for tomorrow. And then later in the afternoon, we have a spectacular raffle, which is being hosted by our founding trustee, Rowie Burden, live from her home. She'll be calling out the raffle tickets. And we've got some fantastic prizes, including a bottle of champagne, some vouchers in there, a homemade Christmas cake by Rowie, and a wonderful bouquet by Bloom and Wild. So please, if you haven't already bought a raffle ticket, please go onto our website. You can see how to donate or pay your money in via the website there, or straight to Rowie, and you can give her an email to book those tickets. So please join in on the raffle. It's going to be really exciting. And I just wanted to put a shout out to Hannah Davis, who's very kindly, she's a beautiful artist. She's commissioned a picture for us. She's painted it. We will be carrying that and selling that by a silent auction. So thank you to Hannah for a wonderful contribution towards this campaign. And
okay,
then,
so go on.
And then later on, we will have the Super Sandra, who will be running a training session on the following day.
Yeah, so just moving on to Thursday, Paul. Before Sandra's on in the afternoon, in the morning, I'm hosting a session with some of our friends in Australia. So I've made a link with an Australian organisation that do very similar work to us. I thought it'd be interesting to find out what it's like supporting people at court in Australia. So that'll be happening on Zoom on Thursday morning. That's a closed session, but there is still spaces, so people can get in touch if they'd like to join that. It will be recorded and put onto YouTube later on. That's super. And then obviously we've got Jean and the gang also. We'll be doing poems and anecdotes and delivering some readings to you. So it'd be wonderful to listen to them. Yeah, and then moving on to Friday, the last day, we'll be live again on Friday morning to give everybody an update about how much we've raised and how the week has gone. We're also going to discuss the BBC Radio 4 appeal, which we have coming up in January. Yes, and followed by our Christmas song. We've written a song, and we're going to broadcast it live after we finish the event on YouTube with our new music video. But you'll get to hear from the people that have been involved in making the song and hear some of the stories and some of the work they've been doing behind the scenes to bring the song to you. And that's great, and that's it. So that's the programme for the week. Like I said, lots of informative sessions, but fun activities as well. Hopefully it'll be something for people to look forward to as we come out of another lockdown. Again, it's been a difficult time, so we're really trying our hardest to engage with everybody and provide some interesting sessions and some fun activities as well. So thanks very much in advance for joining us this morning. We're now going to move over to the helpline session. It will be on a different link. So what's going to happen is this broadcast will close. Everybody should be able to see underneath myself and Paul, it should say Coroner's Court Support Service with our logo. If you click on that, that'll take you back to our home page, and in 5 minutes or so the helpline session will flash up. So if you are wanting to watch the helpline session, that'll be back. You'll have to go back to the home page of our YouTube channel to access that, but it's very straightforward, and we'll make sure we wait for a few minutes to make sure everybody gets over to the home page and is watching before we start. And apart from that, thanks very much, Paul. Thanks, Tom, and thank you for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.